Singapore, this Christmas is going down in history as perhaps the most disquieting for Singapore's stock market and its embattled offshore and marine, O&M, sector. This follows Keppel O&M's disclosure on Saturday, December 23, that it will pay $422 million in fines as part of a global resolution for a corruption probe across 3 jurisdictions in Singapore, Brazil, and the US. That spells a new blow for the beleaguered O&M sector, which is just about to turn a corner with oil prices stabilizing in a healthier band for several months now. For a start, Keppel O&M's revelation will also put Sembcorp Marine under the spotlight. SEAT Brazil was behind about $10 billion of rig building contracts that were awarded to Keppel O&M and Sem Marine. The SEAT Brazil contracts have come under review in a U.S. Department of Justice investigation over alleged corrupt payments by a former agent of Keppel O&M in Brazil. IHS Markit's APAC lead for yards and fabrication, Ang Ding Lee, said that considering the circumstances leading to Keppel O&M's fines, Sem Marine will inevitably face an overhang given the uncertainty over rig builder SEAT Brazil's role in the cross-border probe. He qualified though that it is too early to speculate on any outcome as investigations are ongoing. In Keppel O&M's case, the corrupt payments made by its former agent Zwiskornicki in relation to SEAT Brazil rig building contracts and other projects, were made with the approval or knowledge of the Yard Group's former senior executives. Sem Marine could face heat spilling over from probes involving SEAT Brazil, though to date, no evidence compromising the Yard Group's standing has yet been cited by the 3 jurisdictions. Keppel O&M's announced fines look set to go down in history as a record settlement for a cross-border corruption probe involving a Singapore-listed entity. Photo, Reuters. For now, Keppel O&M's announced fines look set to go down in history as a record settlement for a cross-border corruption probe involving a Singapore-listed entity. That said, the situation confronting Keppel O&M is far from unique. U.S. law firm Gibson Dunn's partner Robson Lee considers the case a reflection of the potential pitfalls for companies doing businesses overseas. He sees the $422 million fines as an expedient way to bring such matters to conclusion. It was just over a year ago that the world's largest floating production contractor, SBM Offshore, concluded a leniency agreement with authorities in Brazil. SBM Offshore had to pay hundreds of millions in fines to Petrobras and the government of Brazil. That was on top of another out-of-court settlement with Dutch authorities in 2014. Yet, instead of retreating from Brazil, SBM continued to do business with Petrobras, an outcome also made possible by the leniency agreement. IHS Markit's Mr. Ang argued that Singapore businesses should also take a leaf from SBM's experience in Brazil. In SBM's case, the circumstances leading up to the leniency agreement did not haunt the company for long. On the contrary, Petrobras did not even cancel pre-existing contracts with SBM as a result of the incident, he said. Both Keppel O&M and Sem Marine have maintained to date that their SEAT Brazil rig building contracts are still legally standing.